Hi crocheters of the world, I'm Wana and this is Wana's Crochet channel on YouTube, and in this tutorial I want to show you how to crochet so lovely pine cones to decorate your home for Christmas. And I worked them with the Drops cotton, recycled cotton. It's actually Drops Loves You 6 if you know the yarn. But you can also work it with the Red Heart Miami, yes, cotton. So is this, I don't know the label, if I have the label here. I'm searching. No, I don't, sorry. I don't have it, but it's okay. Now, on the label it's written, I think, 3 to 3.5 millimeters hook. Anyway, work the project with a 2.5 millimeters hook. And let us actually begin. So we will begin with a chain of 3. Leave the first chain a little bit larger. Yarn over and into this chain work 8 double crochets. The remaining chain 2 here doesn't count as a stitch, so it's just the beginning chain 2. Okay, so into this first chain just work 8 double crochet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now insert the hook into the very first double crochet worked, and of course just fold like this, just to be sure that you don't have a hole in between the first and the last double crochet, and slip stitch to join. And this is our first round. From the second round we will work 1 round into the let's see, chain 3 first of all, and turn your work with the wrong side facing you. So this is the right side, this is the wrong side facing you. And from the second round, I said we will work 1 round into the front loops, these that are these loops, okay, of the stitch. Now here insert the hook into the very first one, and 1 round into the back loop of the same stitch. Okay, now work into this first. I work 1 double crochet, work 3 more, and with the chain 3, beginning chain 3, we just have 5 double crochets. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, into the very next, always work into the front loop for the petals. Okay, work a slip stitch, yarn over into the next, work a let's say shell of 5 double crochets. 3, 4, and 5. Into the next, work a slip stitch. Into the next, work 1 shell again of 3, 4, 5 double crochets, and into the next work 1 slip stitch. And we need 1 more, so into the next. And because we have 8 double crochets, we will have 4 slip stitches and 4 shells of 5 double crochets. This is my fourth. I will insert the hook into the last and I will slip stitch. This is the slip stitch, so don't worry. And now I will insert the hook into the beginning chain 3 here somewhere, or into the first double crochet and slip stitch to join. And now, as I said, we will work another round. It's exactly the same round. So the second round we work the petals, and now we will work the double crochets, and this will be a round of increases. So to work this round we will chain 2 and we will insert the hook here into the first loop, and this is the loop where we have the first shell. Okay, slip stitch in here, and now we are ready to begin our let's say double crochet step of the same round. So we will chain 2, which won't count as a stitch, and into the first loop we work 2 double crochets, and into the next 7, because we have 8 loops, into the next 7 loops we will put 2 double crochets. So 8 loops, 2 double crochet in each of them for a total of 16. Okay, so the loops are very clear. It's not difficult to work in them or to see them. It's, as you can see, pretty clear. Okay, let me finish this round. I'm at the end of my round, and I of course want to insert the hook into the first double crochet and to slip stitch to join. Now that I have 16, I will just go on for the rest. Not for the rest, but for 5 rows I will go on with 16 double crochets and with 8 petals. Let's say petals. Okay, so we will begin with chain 3 for our first shell, and of course again we will work back loops, front loops only, or I don't know, 2, 3 and 4. So it's this loop. The important thing is for you to see it. So it's this one, okay, and this internal loop must remain free. So slip stitch and double crochet and 5 double crochet into the next and slip stitch into the next until you reach the end of this round, and of course you will have 8 petals and 8 slip stitches. Okay, so I finished it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and now I slip stitch into the last and into the third chain of the beginning chain 3. I will slip stitch again to finish, and as I said, when we finish with a slip stitch we chain 2 the round with petals, we chain 2 and we insert the hook in the middle here in this loop here where we work our first shell. So it's here that I want to insert my hook and to slip stitch, chain 2 again. So these 2 chain 2 groups of chain 2 won't count as stitches, and now begin with the first double crochet and into the next work another double crochet for a total of 16 double crochets. Now I finished my round of double crochet, and I also slip stitched to join. Now from the next round we will work the round of petals like this. This one began with a chain with a shell, and this means that the next will begin with a single crochet. So chain 1, insert the hook of course around the loop, external loop, and work a single crochet, and then the shell 3 4 and 5, and of course the slip stitch and shell until the end. So you just begin with a single crochet and then with the shell, and into the next petal round you will begin with a shell, then into the next you will alternate this, because you want to have the next round in between the first of petals. So I am talking about petals now. Okay, and let me finish this. I will be back just to show you how to begin the double crochet round when you begin the petals round with the single crochet. Of course, because we began with a single crochet, we finished with a shell stitch, so we insert the hook into the single crochet and slip stitch to join. And now we want to begin into this first loop, not into the shell loop, because the shell loop is the second stitch. So we just want to maybe chain one, insert the hook into this loop exactly as I do, and slip stitch. Now chain 2 and into the same loop work your first double crochet of the round with the 16 double crochets, and you just want to continue like this, alternating the petals round, beginning with a shell or beginning with a single crochets. And now we have 2 and we must have 5, so we need 3 more rounds of petals. Of course, petal, double crochet, petal. So there are 2 steps, okay? So into the inner loops. So first we work into the external loops, we work the petals, and into the inner loops, remaining inner loops of the same round, we work the 16 double crochets and so on. Okay, now for 3 times more and to complete 5 petals rounds, okay? And I will be back to show you how to finish it. So I finished my last round of petals, but not the round of double crochets, because the last round of double crochets will be a round of decreases. So from 16 we will have again 8, which means that we will decrease in each of our 2 stitches. So 2 stitches, 1 decrease. Now, because I began with a shell, the last round of petals, I will chain 2 and insert the hook into the first loop, which is here on where I worked my first shell, and slip stitch. Now chain 1 only and insert the hook into the next loop and double crochet. And this means we just skip the very first double crochet. For the next we will decrease. So insert the hook into the very next loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, insert the hook into the next and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through all. And this is our first decrease. We have 2 stitches. Now insert the hook into the next and into the next. So don't finish your double crochet. Yarn over, pull through all. And now we have 3 double crochets. Insert the hook into the next and into the next. Work your double crochet and don't finish it, and finish them together. Now we have 4. Okay, insert the hook into the next. Work your double crochet but don't finish it, and insert the hook into the next. Work your double crochet and don't finish it. Yarn over, pull through 2. And now we have 5. Okay, now we just want to go on like this, decreasing over each 2 loops. 6. Now another decrease, and now we will have 7, and over the last 2 stitches, 1 and 2, 8. And now of course we have to insert the hook into the very first stitch, which is this one, and slip stitch to join. Now we can begin with a shell. Here we don't have problems, so we chain 3, insert the hook, so only the external loop, work 4 more double crochet, 2, 3 and 4, and now we have 5 with the beginning chain 3 and insert the hook into the next. Now this is a little bit more difficult, but we can do it. And slip stitch into the next, work your shell. So like this we will work, oops, like this. Sorry, one important thing, the shell is only with 3 double crochets. Sorry, this is very important. So slip stitch into the next, work your shell with 3 double crochet, so only 3, and slip stitch into the next like this. Okay, and continue on for 2 more petals. Now I work my 4 petals into the last. I just want to slip stitch, join, and I want to insert the hook into the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3. I just want to cut the yarn a little bit longer. Okay, and now with your needle, sewing needle, we will sew the loops, remaining loops here, just to close this little. So insert the hook into the first, okay, like this, and then into the next, and just go on like this, just to close this little hole that we have here. Okay, pull, of course, pull tight, and now go on and loose the yarn into the double crochet rounds actually, because just want to go on like this, just a little bit. Okay, that's perfect. Now my pine cone, it's ready, and that's it. Really easy, and I think it's really cute. Now to make the drawstring, work a chain of 30, leave a longer yarn here when you begin, and work 30 chains, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I have my 30 chains, join with the beginning chain like this, and cut the yarn more or less at the same length that you have the beginning yarn, like this. Make a little knot here, double knot, 1 and 2, and now of course again with the needle, with our sewing needle, we will sew this in place. Here, exactly in the middle, insert your hook, and like this. Okay, now go on around here just to be sure that it's well. like this. Now I can just go on into the next round of double crochets, just to be sure that it's nice and tight and it won't. Okay. Okay. Now our pine cone is complete. All that we have to do is to cut these little areas here. Okay. And that's it. Now I have 3. This is a opaque cotton, sorry. And this is shiny cotton. So this is the difference, but I think the 3 of them are nice. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial, actually this first Christmas project of this year. See you at the next tutorial. Bye bye.